What's a story where the bad guys are actually, completely, 100% right, to the point where it's weird the story keeps calling them the bad guys? Mr. Belding from Saved by the Bell. Zach Morris is a fucking sociopath and his friends enabled and in some cases cheerfully alongside him. Iceman in Top Gun. I used to work in naval aviation and he was totally right, Maverick was dangerous and unreliable. Edit, I really wasn't expecting this comment to blow up. I fully understand the meaning of bad guy, but in this instance I took it to mean anything from antagonist, villain, foil, or adversary, but this is Reddit and people are super pedantic and literal. My role was as a naval flight surgeon, so besides being my squadron's doctor I flew in the back seat with them, sat on mishap investigation boards, like the one depicted in the movie, and generally helped determine fitness for flight duty. Maverick wouldn't have lasted long with the antics he pulled and his personality IRL, but where is the fun and drama in that? All Iceman ever wanted was for Maverick to respect safety protocols instead of hot-dogging all the time. Mr. Wilson. I was a tween when the movie came out. I was infuriated when Martha had to go make sandwiches when the steaks got paint all over them. Dennis. Jack and the Beanstalk. Some dick finds the giant's house and starts taking all his best stuff. That weird episode of Friends where Phoebe is convinced her dead mother is reincarnated as a cat so she tries to steal it from its owners and Ross is presented as the bad guy for pointing out how ridiculous this is. Every single Donald Duck cartoon. Dude usually just wants to chill out without being bothered and there's always someone bothering him and then he gets blamed for standing up for his own needs. The older I get, the more I empathize with Donald Duck. The entire season of Inhumans. Maximus is right as attempting to free slaves. But the show is telling us to cheer for Black Bolt and the royal family. Red Foreman was right, Eric and his friends were all dumbasses that need a boot in the ass. Never really called the bad guy, but Reese Witherspoon is definitely the bad guy in Sweet Home Alabama. Her New York fiancé is a super good guy and puts up with a crazy bee the whole movie. Most heist movies. Oh, he's doing it to afford medicine for his sick child. Okay, but he just killed 14 security guards, none of whom will be going home to their families now. Police Academy. They let a bunch of violent, unstable, dishonest deadbeats into the police force, and the chief of police was supposed to be okay with that? He was doing the public a favor by trying to weed out the worst ones. Any rom-com where the main character cheats on their partner with the new love interest that they end up with. This is a wild pull LOL, but High School Musical. I'd be pissed if I worked my ass off for years to get the lead in a musical only for them to give it to someone else who didn't technically attend the auditions. Peter Rabbit. He was a thief, a glutton, a trespasser, a burglar. A naughty little rabbit. Meanwhile, Mr. McGregor only wanted to produce something of value and feed his family. To the people who don't sleep naked, why? I grew up with siblings in the same room, so I was never naked growing up. When getting out of bed, I don't want to go from the warmth of sheets to the cold of complete nakedness. Pajamas reduce the temperature change. Makes it more comfortable to get out of bed. Underwear helps stop my balls from fusing to my thigh. If you die in your sleep, your ghost clothes for eternity is being bare-ass naked. I once heard somebody answer, I don't want a spider crawl inside my vagina, and even though I don't have a vagina the argument was compelling enough. I like to wear underwear when I sleep. Keeps the junk from flopping around. I'd be cold and I like my cozy clothes. In case of an emergency I don't want to die naked or have to run outside naked. Deleted. I'd cow to explain it, but I hate my skin touching itself. Edit, people who don't understand just assume I'm being weird. I'm so glad Reddit gets it. Thank you for all the awards. I physically sleep better with a t-shirt and boxers. 25% of the time the primary answer is my menstrual cycle. Shit's hard to get off the sheets. The rest of the answer is my pajamas are comfy AF and you bet I enjoy getting into them, not gonna get out of them just to sleep. I have 2 kids who could come in at any point in the night needing Lord knows what. Cat might attack penis. Hot nights. Sweat is bad. Better to sweat into a shirt and change the shirt at night than to sweat into sheets and then sleep on wet sheets. Where are the most dangerous places for Americans to travel? I'll never forget the time I, an American, was in Tanzania and trying to arrange passage to Madagascar via a shipping vessel. I met someone who knew someone who knew someone who could get me on the ship for very cheap. Eventually, the captain told me he would grant me passage, but warned me that if pirates boarded their ship, they would likely take me with them and hold me hostage. I didn't fully trust that the crew/captain wouldn't sell me to the pirates, haha, so I never did make that trip. Amsterdam was a nice alternative though. Mogadishu, Somalia. For more info, and for an entertaining read, check out WikiTravel's page on the matter. Mogadishu is number 1. From what I read, if you travel there, it is a guarantee that you will be dead within hours. The US State Department has a color-coded advisory system about how dangerous countries are for Americans to visit. The highest level, don't travel there for any reason, are Venezuela, Haiti, Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, North Korea, Myanmar, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, Syria, Yemen, Libya, Sudan, South Sudan, Somalia, Mali, and Burkina Faso. Somalia, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Somalia, Sudan, DRC, Yemen. Venezuela. As soon as you leave the airport you can be intercepted by criminals and even corrupt police to rob you or worse. Venezuela. Seriously, don't come if you're American. And if you're white, from any other country, only come if you know someone here you can trust who will accompany at all times and who has the power to move some influences if you ever get randomly targeted by the military or police. If you get targeted by criminals then there's no way to help. Our regime did a really good job at spreading powerful hate speech against Yankees and anyone who looks gringo, plus American citizens are used as hostages for exchange of political prisoners. Military will say you are spies, are trafficking or are a terrorist. I most add though most people will actually be happy to have you here and will be super kind to you. We also have a country with beautiful nature, culture, and delicious food. We'd love to have you here but we'd rather not invite you to come until it's absolutely safe. I have a very American answer for you. Depends on what you do for a living. Probably that island off the southern coast of India where that uncontacted, indigenous tribe kills everyone that tries to come ashore. Edit, North Sentinel Island, which is actually east of India.